Hello, my friends. How is everyone doing? I apologize for the technical difficulties. Hopefully, folks make way to this Facebook Live. I'm not certain what's going on with my event this evening, so I will carry on as if we're going live on our event, but many of you know now where to find me on Thursdays at 7 p.m. Eastern. The joys of technology and getting this set up, and it wasn't cooperating for whatever reason. But alas, here we are. Thank all of you for joining me this evening. We're going to start in a comfortable seated position. I'm on a block just to raise my hips up a little bit higher. I'm sitting cross-legged. So if you want to go ahead and take a seat and get comfy, crisscross applesauce if you like. We're going to go through a series of poses, nice little mix of slow flow, maybe I will call it, but moderate paced class, all levels. If ever you get to a pose tonight and it's not your cup of tea, you're welcome to step out of it into child's pose or just come back into your seat, step off your mat and take a breather. I will offer modifications if and when needed for certain poses, but we'll go ahead and get started. Again, my name is Patty. Thank you for joining me this evening. So go ahead and take a comfortable seat, cross-legged. Your hands can be on your knees. They can slide back closer to your hip creases if that's comfortable for you. You can close your eyes if you'd like and just take a few breaths here at your own pace. Just settle in onto your mat, perhaps after a busy day. Our evening is winding down. If you're in the habit of setting an intention for your practice, a thought or a mantra or a word you would like to come back to throughout tonight's practice, go ahead and let that come to mind right now. And all together, let's take one big breath in. And go ahead and sigh it out with an open mouth sigh. Let it all out. Another big breath in. And sigh it out. One more time, big inhale. Let it all out. Just come back to your natural breath now. If Ujjayi breath is in your practice, the ocean breath, begin to inhale through the nose and exhale through the nose, creating that soothing ocean sound on both the inhale and the exhale. Taking a few rounds of breath at your own pace. If you want to count for an inhale of 4 and an exhale of 4 to make an even breath with your Ujjayi breath, you're welcome to try that. Just adding a little bit of calming nature to your practice as we settle in this evening. ahead and take one big breath in together now. And another exhale. On our next inhale, we're going to bring our arms up overhead. And exhale as we lower our arms, twisting gently to the right. Inhale, reach your arms back to center. And exhale to the left. Right arm comes to the left knee. Your side body may not feel all that limber yet, and that's okay. Be gentle. We're just warming up. One more inhale, arms reach up. Exhale to the right and twist. 2 breaths here. Inhale up. Exhale, twist to the other side. Inhale back to center. On the exhale, goal post your arms as you gently look up. We're stretching our back, opening our neck and our throat, and our chest. Inhale back up, look to center. Exhale, goal post arms, gently look up to the ceiling. Good. One more inhale up. And on your exhale, lower your arms. Extend your legs out long. Straight out in front of you. We're going to take a seated forward fold. So your arms reach up. Inhale up, nice and tall. Exhale, forward fold. Again, be gentle here. We don't want any screaming hamstrings. Reach towards your feet, whatever's comfortable here. If you don't touch your toes, that's quite all right. Go ahead and lift your back up, leave your legs long. Bend your right leg in so your right foot comes near your left thigh. So your left leg is nice and long and straight still. Right leg is bent out to the side. We're going to take that forward fold this time just with a bent right leg. Arms reach up and stretch down towards your left foot. Beginning to open the right hip crease a little bit with that bent leg, all the while stretching your left leg nice and long and lean. Good. Rise back up. Switch your legs. Right leg extends out long. Left leg bends in towards, your foot comes towards your right thigh. Arms reach up overhead. Nice big reach up to the sky. Hinge forward for that fold, reaching towards your right foot. Each exhale here, you might sink just a touch deeper into your pose. Releasing your back, down your right hamstring, flexing your right foot. Good, go ahead and rise all the way up. Keep your legs extended out long. This time you're gonna come onto your back all the way down. Reach your arms overhead, nice big stretch, maybe point and flex your toes here. And then we're gonna bend to the right to make a C shape or banana pose. So our legs and our arms are reaching in towards each other like a C, like a banana. If you want to sing YMCA during this pose, it may pop into your head. Good. Come back to center. Stretch out long here, just as a transition. And then curve to the left, banana pose on the other side. Remember to breathe through your side body here, stretching out that right side. Good. Come back to center. One last, arms reach up overhead. Nice big stretch in the center. Bend your legs and then gently rise up for legs up the wall. We'll just be here for about a minute. This is another calming pose to begin our practice. As we start to warm up, maybe revisit that intention. Go ahead and bend your knees. Shins come parallel to the ground. Right hand comes to the outside of your left knee and gently tip your legs to the right as your gaze looks out over to the left. Nice little supine twist here. We're beginning to add some movement, some flexibility, warming up our bodies, moving through our practice nice and gentle. Bring your arms or your legs back to center. Right arm is out long. Left hand gently guides your legs down to the left. Supine twist on the other side. Look out long over your right hand. Go ahead and bring your legs back to center. Shins are parallel to the earth. Grab hold of your legs right behind your thighs and just gently rock yourself up to a comfortable seat. If the rocking motion isn't your thing, just come back up to a comfortable seat, similar to where we started. We're going to be back in our comfortable seat here. Arms reach up overhead, lower down, twist to the right. You may feel this twist is a little different than just a few minutes ago. As your back and your side body begins to warm up. Arms come back to center, reach up tall. Twist to the left. Good. Go ahead and keep crisscross where you are. Take off my sweatshirt here, I'm getting hot. And we're gonna take half cow face with just our arms. So the right arm is gonna reach up like you're patting yourself on the back. And your left arm is going to reach up towards your right hand. Your hands may come close to one another, they may not. This is a nice shoulder stretch. Good. Go ahead and lower your right arm down. Now your left hand is going to reach up like it's patting yourself on the back, up and over your shoulder. Right arm is going to reach up towards those left fingers. You'll notice I'm not nearly as open on this side, so use your stretch where you are. Good. Go ahead and release your hands. Come down into tabletop, all fours. We're going to take a few rounds of cat and cow. So nice, flat back. Get steady on your hands and knees. Now soften the belly. Gaze looks up for cow. Exhale. Arch your back. Look towards your belly button for cat. Really exaggerating, rounding out your back. Inhale, look up for cow. Exhale for cat. Inhale for cow. Exhale for cat. Another breath in. Gaze looks up for cow. Exhale for cat. One more cow. Look up, soften your belly. And release for cat. Good. Come back to stillness, flat back for tabletop. We're going to do a couple rounds of bird dog first. So you extend your right arm out long, left leg out long. Flex your left foot. Nice straight line between opposite arm and opposite leg. Go ahead and lower back down. Left arm, right leg. Long, straight line. Right leg is flexed. The left arm is out, stretched long. Gaze is towards the floor. And release. One more time. Right arm, left leg. Lower your arm and leg. Other side. Left arm, right leg. Good. Lower down. This time we're going to take that same bird dog, but we're going to add a crunch. Right arm, left leg goes out long. Elbow to knee in crunch. Extend back long. Lower down. Opposite side. Left arm, right leg. Knee to elbow for a crunch. Extend back out nice and long. And lower back down. One more time with the crunch. Right arm, left leg. Knee to elbow and crunch it in. Out long. Opposite side. Left arm, right leg. Crunch it in. Extend it out. Good. Come back into tabletop. Flat back here. Send your knees out wide to the edges of your mat. Big toes come together. Sink your hips and your booty down. Extend your arms out for child's pose. We'll be here for just a minute. Coming back into our breath. Take 2 more big breaths here in your child's pose. Maybe on your exhale, allow your chest, your heart center to sink a little deeper towards the mat. Your forehead falls heavy and presses into the mat. Good. Rise up to tall arms, tabletop. Pausing here. Curl your toes under, send your hips up and back, downward facing dog. Maybe bend one knee and then the other, pedaling out your legs. This could be your first down dog of the day. Take whatever movement you need here. Look towards your hands. Step or walk your feet, forward fold. Halfway lift to flat back, forward fold. Rise all the way up to standing pose. Arms are bright and active by our sides. Take a breath here. Exhale out. Inhale, arms up. Forward fold. Hands come down to the earth. Halfway lift to flat back. Forward fold. Halfway lift to flat back. Plant your hands, step back, downward facing dog. One breath here. Exhale out. Look towards your hands. Step or walk your feet forward. Forward fold. Halfway lift to flat back. Forward fold. Rise all the way up, one vertebrae at a time. Come all the way to standing. Good. Inhale, arms reach up overhead. Come through center, forward fold. Halfway lift to flat back. Forward fold. Halfway lift, plant your hands, step back, downward facing dog. Inhale here. Exhale, lift your right leg and step it through in between your hands for low lunge. Left leg is straight, you're on your toes. Nice 90-degree bent angle of your right leg. Now go ahead and lower your left knee. Arms rise up, Anjaneyasana. And we're gonna slightly lean forward. You'll feel it in that left hip flexor as the knee is on the ground. If your back allows it, you can gently look up a little bit. Arch your back ever so slightly here. Go ahead and leave your left knee on the floor. Hands come to your hips. Straighten your right leg for a half split. So you're flexing your right toes. Your right leg is straight. You're not locking your knee out in this half split. We're still feeling that stretch in our front right leg. Good. Go ahead and plant your hands. Send your right leg back to meet the left. Curl your toes under, downward facing dog. Inhale here. Exhale out. Inhale. Look towards your hands. Step or walk your feet. Forward fold. Halfway lift to flat back. Forward fold. Rise all the way up to standing. Big inhale. Let it all out. Inhale, arms come up. Swan dive down, forward fold. Halfway lift to flat back. Forward fold. Halfway lift, plant your hands, step back, downward facing dog. Big inhale here. And let it all out. Left leg's turn. Lift your left leg up, step it through in between your hands. Low lunge. Your right leg is straight, nice and active and strong. We're not collapsing on our left leg. Strong 90-degree angle here in our bent leg. Go ahead and lower to the right knee. Uncurl your right toes. Arms reach up. Anjaneyasana as we lean into our bent left leg, really stretching your right hip flexor. And if your back allows it, look up ever so slightly and arch your back. This is too much, you can come back up into your low lunge. Arms come back to the earth. Straighten your left leg. Flex your foot. Toes reach back towards you. Hands can be at your hips. They can come down to the earth for a greater stretch for your half split. Again, trying not to lock out your left knee as your left leg is straight, but we're still getting that half split stretch. Good. Go ahead and send your left leg back near your right toes. Curl your toes under, hips come up and back, downward facing dog. Inhale here. Exhale out. Another big breath in. Look towards your hands. Step or walk your feet forward, forward fold. Halfway lift to flat back, forward fold. Rise all the way up. Big inhale here. And let it all out. Inhale, arms reach up. Forward fold. Halfway lift. Forward fold. Halfway lift to flat back, step back, downward facing dog. We're going to go through that sequence one more time. Right leg lifts up. Your foot steps through for a low lunge. On your left toes. Your left leg is bright and strong, right leg, nice 90-degree angle. Go ahead and drop your left knee, uncurl your toes, arms reach up for Anjaneyasana. Again, if this is too much, just stay in your low lunge. Slight look up, arch your back. Really stretch and feel it in those hips. Good. Arms come to our hips. Right leg straightens out for a half split. If you want a greater stretch, you can sink back into your butt a little bit more, lowering towards the earth to get a greater stretch on your right leg. Good. Go ahead and bring your right leg back towards the left. Curl your toes under, send your hips up and back, downward facing dog. Left leg lifts up, steps through in between your hands, low lunge. Gotta do the other side. You're on your right toes, nice, straight, strong right leg. Maybe lift and separate your left toes to feel how strong your bent left leg is here. We're really letting that do the work, hugging in our muscles on our legs. Good. Go ahead and lower your right knee, uncurl your toes, arms reach up. Slightly look up to the sky, arch your back if that's comfortable. Anjaneyasana. Go ahead and lower your arms as you straighten your left leg, flex your left foot for your half split. Remember to breathe here. Good. Walk your hands forward, send your left foot back, curl your toes under, downward facing dog. Big inhale here. Look towards your hands. Step or walk, forward fold. Halfway lift to flat back, forward fold. Rise all the way up, one vertebrae at a time, nice and tall. Maybe roll out your shoulders here. Arms reach up for mountain pose, forward fold. Halfway lift to flat back, forward fold. Halfway lift, plant your hands, step back for a high plank. We're going to take 2 breaths here. Really strong and steady, work our core. Go ahead and drop your knees, tuck your elbows in and slowly lower down to the belly. Hands are alongside your chest. Gently press up into cobra. Go ahead and release. Curl your toes under. Send it back, downward facing dog. Big inhale here. Exhale, step or walk forward, forward fold. Halfway lift, forward fold. Rise all the way up to standing. Big inhale up. Swan dive down, forward fold. Halfway lift to flat back. Forward fold. Halfway lift. Plant your hands, step back into high plank. We're in that high push-up position. Really strong core. Letting our center, our core, our abs, our back, really being strong here. Of course, our shoulders, our triceps, we're feeling it here too. Come down to your knees, uncurl your toes, tuck your elbows in, lower all the way down, slow and steady. Hands remain by our sides. Gently lift up for cobra. Good. Lower back down, curl your toes under, send it back, downward facing dog. Big breath here. Step or walk, forward fold. Halfway lift. Forward fold. Rise all the way up to standing. Arms reach up. Come on down, forward fold. Halfway lift. Forward fold. Halfway lift. Plant your back. Plant your hands. Step back to downward facing dog. This time, right leg's gonna lift forward. Step through crescent lunge. So very similar to our low lunge, except we come all the way up. Tall arms, tall chest. Right leg is still in that nice strong bent 90-degree angle. We're not shooting our knee out over our ankle or over our foot. We want to protect those joints. Look out straight ahead of you. Strong, steady left leg. Bring your arms through to center, hands to heart center. Bring your left elbow outside of your right knee for a twist. Pressing the palms of your hands together as you twist to the right. Good. Go ahead and release your twist. Come back into crescent. Pausing here. Get really strong in your front leg. You're going to kick off your back left leg to come up into chair. So a nice step forward, and you're going to come directly up into chair pose. Almost like you're springing off of those left toes. Good. Go ahead and stand up straight. Release your arms down by your side. Shake it out a little bit. Big breath here. Inhale, arms reach up. Forward fold. Halfway lift to flat back. Forward fold. Halfway lift. Plant your hands. Step back. Downward facing dog. Left leg steps up and through. Come up to crescent lunge. Right leg is straight. You're up on your toes. Left leg has a beautiful 90-degree angle. Your knee is not pushing out over your foot or your ankle. Maybe lift and separate your left toes. Big inhale here. Bring your hands through to heart center. Sink a little bit lower as we twist to the left. Right elbow comes to the outside of your left knee. Hands are sandwiched together. Big inhale here. Exhale, come back to your crescent lunge. And then inhale, exhale, step forward Spring off those right toes up into chair pose. Good. Go ahead and release. Come into straight standing here. Arms are by our sides, bright and active. Arms reach up overhead. Swan dive down, forward fold. Halfway lift to flat back. Forward fold. Halfway lift, plant your hands, step back for downward facing dog. We're going to do that little crescent series one more time here. The right leg lifts up and steps through. Crescent lunge. Nice tall lunge here. Hands to heart center. Left elbow to the outside of your right thigh for your twist. Release your arms back to center. Pausing here, getting some balance in your crescent lunge. Now kick off with your left foot. Come all the way up into your chair pose. Good. Go ahead and release. Arms down by your side. Pausing here. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, arms reach up. Swan dive down, forward fold. Halfway lift, forward fold. Halfway lift, plant your hands, step back, downward facing dog. Left leg steps up and through, crescent lunge. Nice strong lunge here. Hands come through to heart center, press your palms together. Elbow comes to the outside of your opposite thigh. Nice twist here. Bring your hands back through straight to center, pausing in your crescent lunge. Getting strong and steady before you kick off with those right toes and step forward into your chair pose. Good. Go ahead and release. Come back into standing. Arms come up overhead. Down to forward fold. Halfway lift to flat back. Forward fold. Halfway lift. Plant your hands, step back, downward facing dog. One breath here. Exhale out. Go ahead and come into your knees. Send your knees out wide to the edges of your mat. Big toes come together. Sink into child's pose. Forehead comes to the mat. Hips sink back towards your butt. And just rest here a minute. Maybe you need to calm your muscles, your breath, your monkey mind here. Just breathe into your child's pose, fall heavy to the mat. We'll be here for another 30 seconds or so. ahead and come up to tall arms, pausing in tabletop. Curl your toes under, send your hips back, downward facing dog. Big breath here. Let it all out. Go ahead and reach your right leg up to the sky. Send your leg through. Your shin works parallel towards the front of your mat for half pigeon. Your left leg sinks out and back, nice and long. You can stay on tall arms here. You can come down to your forearms. You can use a block if you need to, or stack your fists and rest your forehead on your fist. We're going to be here for a couple minutes, so get comfortable. If you need some assistance in that right hip, your right glute, a block does wonders under that back side if you have it available, or you can use a sweatshirt, whatever is comfortable with your half pigeon this evening. Each time you want to back out of this pose, try to bring your focus back to your breath, to the awareness of your mind, listening to the breath, each inhale and exhale. Maybe come back to that even breath of 4, inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then exhale to a count of 4. So a nice, even, rhythmic breath here as you're sinking into this pigeon pose. And if you're not up onto tall arms already, push up into tall arms, curl your left toes under, send your right leg back, downward facing dog. Big inhale here. Left leg lifts up. Send it through. Shin works towards parallel to the front of your mat. Half pigeon on the other side. We got to even out each side. Come down to forearms. Your forehead can rest on the mat. You can stack your fists. You can use a block if that's available. Sink into this pose so that you can find comfort and stillness. We're going to be here for a couple minutes, so come into your breath and just focus. Just know that I'm still here with you. If you hear silence, that's a good thing. I'm here, however. I'm also in my half pigeon pose. I know it's hard on Zoom classes if it gets quiet. You're like, is she still there? I'm here. Gently come up to tall arms. Curl your right toes under, send your left leg back, downward facing dog. This is our last down dog of the evening, so take whatever movement you need here. And when you're ready, go ahead and step your legs through, come into a seated position. Legs are bent. Just as a transition, as we lower our back down to the mat. Pausing here, just feeling the mat along our back bodies, and then send your legs up for legs up the wall. Reminiscent of the beginning of our practice. We'll be here for another minute as we calm our minds and our bodies as we near our end. Releasing some of that thoughts and anxiety of the day. We're going to allow them to melt into our mat as we're here just for another minute. Maybe while your legs are reaching up towards the sky, you want to flex and point your feet. Roll out your ankles. Whatever feels good here. And then come back into stillness for a few more breaths with your legs up the wall. Send your arms out into a T, or maybe bent like a goal post. Bend your legs, shins come parallel to the earth, and let them fall heavy to the right side as the gaze looks out over your left arm. If you want a deeper stretch, you can bring your right hand to the outside of your left knees. This supine twist certainly may feel different than the one at the beginning of our practice, and that's okay. We just moved our body for a good hour almost here. Bring your legs back to center. Pausing here. Go ahead and let your legs fall heavy down to the left. Supine twist here. Gaze looks out over the right arm. You certainly can grab the outside of your right thigh. Help those thighs come down to the mat for a deeper stretch here. And just breathe into your side body here and enjoy these final poses here. Go ahead and bring your knees back to center. Pausing here, lower your feet down to the ground. Soles of your feet come together. Knees fall open, Supta Baddha Konasana. One hand can come to heart center, one hand can be on your belly. Just enjoy the rhythmic rise and fall of each breath as your chest and your belly expand and release. Bring your hands to the outside of your thighs. Gently bring your knees back to center. Bringing your legs in. Gently rocking side to side. Giving your low back a little mini massage here. Maybe roll to one direction and then the other. And go ahead and give yourself a great big squeeze. Maybe lift your head and your shoulders just a little bit off the mat. Hugging it all in. Nice big stretch. And then release and send it out long into Shavasana. Arms fall heavy alongside your body. Your legs stretch out long and sink into your mat. Soften your jaw, release the tongue from the roof of your mouth. Settle into your final pose. I will allow quiet. Just know that I'm still here with you, and take as long as you need in your Shavasana. Begin to bring awareness back into your body by gently wiggling your fingers and toes, or roll out your hands and your wrists, your feet and your ankles. And when you're ready, slowly roll onto one side into a fetal position. Go ahead and come up into a comfortable seated position. Your eyes maybe closed or open, whatever is comfortable for you. Your hands can be at your knees or back towards your hip creases. All together, let's take one big breath in and exhale it out. Another big breath in. Let it all go. I want to thank each and every one of you from the bottom of my heart for setting aside time for yourselves on this mat, for coming into your yoga practice. I appreciate all the love and support from each and every one of you. Have a beautiful evening, my friends. Namaste. Have a good night, everyone.